Hey, this is Joe Blasco, and here is Max. Do you remember Max? Max is our little cruelty-free dog. Hi, Max. Do I get a kiss? Oh, thank you. He's such a sweet little angel. Isn't he an angel? He's just an angel. I love him so much. I'm going to introduce you to our other cruelty-free dog soon as well. His name is Vinny. See if you can think about or discover who these dogs are named after. Max, of course, Max Factor, okay? Vinny, all right, my good friend Vinny Kehoe. Alrighty, so now I I want to talk about how to add warmth to a shadow. Okay, now I've given you all kinds of instruction on what a real shadow looks like, a cast shadow, how to make a real shading color using my products. And by the way, my products are all they're designed for professionals. They're designed for you to be able to do this. All right. There aren't many I don't know of any others that can do that, especially that will last and last and last. Most of them all have isopropyl murostate in their formulas, and I won't go into that because I think I've flogged a dead horse as far as that's concerned. What I want to teach you now is how to add warmth to your shadows. All right, now so far we've been talking about adding gray to the shadows to make them look natural. Well, you still have to do that. You still have to make your shading colors, add a little gray to them. You deepen them slightly with an accent shading color that has a little bit of a brown or a gray. But if you want your shadows to still look more natural, all right, to look more, well, to look a little healthier, all right, you would do exactly what I said, but once you have made the shading and you've applied it and you have applied your accent shading dry, all right, over the powder, what you do at that point would be to add a tiny bit of warmth to it. And how do you do that? All right, you simply take one of the very darkest cheek colors that we have, say, oh, chestnut, for instance. Chestnut is a very good color, and it's great to add a little bit of warmth into your shadows so that it pops them to life. It gives them a little bit of life, all right? And it's dark enough to still create a shade, but it has a little bit of a ruddy brown undertone that will give a little life to your shadows so that they don't look so flat, all right, or so gray, all right. You want them to be grayed, but this, you add just a tiny bit of this warmth to it to make it look very real and warm. All right, so that is what you do. Like now, this we discovered when we were doing aging makeups. When we would do an aging makeup, we would put all the shadows in, and we'd do very sallow shadows, you know, very gray-looking shadows. And on camera, they would look kind of sick. You know, I mean, it would look like shadows, but it wasn't quite right. And we discovered that by adding just a little maroon to the shadows, we're actually able to bring that shadow to life. Now, not a lot. Not a lot. You just add, you know, just a little whisk of it through using an appropriate sized brush, so that you just very lightly dust a little of, let's say, that reddish brown color, and also there are shadows, there are eyeshadows that you can use as well as the cheek colors. All right, the eyeshadows are like warm brown. All right, the warm brown. So let's say you did your initial shading accent using the taupe. Then you can very lightly take a little bit of the warm brown, because it has a little bit of a ruddy, reddish brown color to it, and just dust a little of that, or even stipple a little of that, so that it's reflecting light in a stippled fashion. All right, rather than completely flattened out. All right, so there you have it. You want to have your shadows with a little warmth so that they don't look completely dead, all right? Not flat, all right? Experiment with this. Everything is a matter of experimentation, All right, you experiment until you get it down, until you're happy with what you see. All right, if you're lucky enough to be able to look at it on a professional, high resolution digital camera, that would be great on a good monitor. That's always best. All right, but do keep in mind that you can add warmth to your shadows to give them more life.